The U.S. Air Force's RQ-4 Global Hawk drones will have a second life as range Hawks. Block 20 and Block 30 Global Hawks will be converted for use in hypersonic missile testing. The high-altitude, long-endurance Global Hawk drones have been in service since the days of Operation Iraqi Freedom. The drones have been flown extensively in Afghanistan and Iraq and have also been upgraded substantially over the years with higher resolution, longer-range sensors and newer data processing technology. Latency has been greatly reduced as well, in terms of sending real-time live video feeds to command and control stations. The drones offer a unique blend of endurance, range, surveillance cameras, and sensors. The Air Force is now retiring some of the Block 20 variants and shifting them into a testing and training mode, in effect giving them a new purpose. Many of the Global Hawks are being delivered to Grand Sky Air Force Base in North Dakota. Is not a retirement, but a graduation for the Global Hawk Block 20s, Senator John Hoeven, RND, said in a press release. These aircraft have the opportunity to continue playing an important role in our nation's defense as range Hawks, the aircraft we need to improve testing of our nation's most advanced missiles. Supporting training for hypersonic weapons is a high priority. Given the urgency of military hypersonic programs, the Army, Navy, and Air Force are all fast-tracking hypersonic weapons systems in development. These systems still need to be refined, adjusted, and tested before eventually reaching operational status. The exact role of the Global Hawks may vary, but ability to collect and transmit large amounts of data could be extremely helpful in the ongoing testing and development of hypersonic weapons. Hypersonic weapons need to be monitored for flight path trajectory, maneuvering capacity, heat signature, and precision targeting. The Global Hawks could contribute to all of this. The main advantage to using Global Hawks for hypersonics weapons testing related to an increased ability to conduct testing and also perform tests in a fashion less observable to American adversaries. Using Global Hawks can allow for more testing than is currently possible, something which will expedite the delivery of hypersonic weapons. Currently, DoD uses an aging fleet of ships deployed across a Pacific Ocean corridor to test hypersonic missiles, Hoeven's press release said. DoD is only able to conduct 4 to 6 tests per year, as it takes several weeks to deploy and position the ships for each test. The Grand Forks Sky Range program will replace the need to operate expensive ships for testing with modified Global Hawks, which could deploy quickly and increase testing capacity through the creation of additional testing corridors in the Pacific. These aircraft RQ-4 and MQ-9 US drones change their route after approaching the borders of the Islamic Republic of Iran, following the air defense's interception and decisive warning, state media Arab reported, according to Reuters. The RQ-4 Global Hawk is a high-altitude, remotely piloted, surveillance aircraft that first entered service in 1998. The unmanned aircraft can provide a broad overview and systematic surveillance, using its high-resolution synthetic aperture radar, SAR, and electro-optical infrared sensors, while it can maintain long loiter times over target areas. As such, the RQ-4 Global Hawk can survey as much as 40,000 square miles, 100 square kilometers of terrain per day, roughly area the size of South Korea or Iceland. Meanwhile, MQ-9 Reaper, also known as the Predator BU-5, is capable of remote control, as well as autonomous flight operations. It is a hunter-killer UAV designed for long endurance, high-altitude surveillance. It first entered service in 2007. The U.S. military operates roughly 49 of the RQ-4 Global Hawks and nearly 200 of the MQ-9 Reaper unmanned aircraft. Iran has been accused of orchestrating various recent attacks on shipping in the sea lane serving the Gulf, which is where a large portion of the world's oil is produced. This latest incident between Tehran and Washington comes just weeks before the two countries are set to resume talks to restart the 2015 Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action nuclear deal. That would be the first talks regarding the United States' re-entry into the nuclear deal that former President Donald Trump exited from in 2018. 6 previous rounds of indirect negotiations had occurred earlier this year and ended in June, when the Islamic Republic elected a new president. It is unlikely that the U.S. strategy will change in the next round of talks. Drones were another sticking point, and Congress nixed the Air Force's plan to retire all of 24, its Global Hawk Block 20, and 30 surveillance drones. That would have left the RQ-4 Block 40s and the U-2 spy plane to conduct high-altitude surveillance mission. This was not the first time that the Air Force has tried to ground the Global Hawk and U-2s, but Congress has refused to permit the retirement of either aircraft. Lawmakers have now asked for certifications from the DoD that the Air Force is developing a cost-effective way to replace the RQ-4 or U-2. For now, it seems a compromise will have been made, and that could mean the Air Force is stuck with aging platforms it would rather see fly off into the sunset.